My name is Rebecca Lynch. I'm the Director of Education and Special Initiatives at the Mayor's Office of Film, Theater, and Broadcasting. It's quite a name, so I'm going to be referring to it as MOFTV. I'm not sure if you guys have heard that, but that's the acronym we use. So just so you know, that's what I'm talking about. First, I should just tell you, it was founded as the first film commission in the country in 1966 by Mayor John Lindsay. And it was essentially founded to be the one-stop shop for all production needs in New York City. So whether you're making a feature film, a documentary, a commercial, a music video, our office is where you come to make that happen, to get the permission you need to be shooting on city streets in all 5 boroughs. But the other part of our mission, which has really become a big part of our mission, I would say, in the past 10 years at this point, is really to market New York as a prime filming location. The city employs the entertainment industry employs over 100,000 New Yorkers. And the entertainment industry in New York is a $5 billion industry annually. So and we're always looking for interesting and new ways to really market New York and lure production here to create that sort of economic opportunity. So just a little bit about the film history here in New York. The first full-length modern feature film to be made here was in 1954. I'm not sure if you've seen it, On the Waterfront, a really great classic film, which went on to win 8 Academy Awards. The next one, in 1957, Sidney Lumet filmed 12 Angry Men at the New York County Courthouse in Lower Manhattan. And then, as I mentioned, in 1966, Mayor John Lindsay founded the MOFTV as the first film commission in the country. So just a little bit about the services that we offer. As I mentioned, our office facilitates production in all 5 boroughs. One way that we do that is by essentially giving you the permission to shoot your music video, commercial, film, documentary, whatever it is. That permission comes in the form of a permit, which can be downloaded on our website. You have to fill it out, bring it into our office. We have permit coordinators there in our office who will go over the permit with you and make sure that you've filled it out correctly. The turnaround time is pretty quick, just because filming is a very fast-paced industry, and decisions are being made at the last minute, and new scenes are being added to the script and to the production schedule, and so our office really tries to meet those needs as best as possible. Our permit office, where permits are processed, is open from Monday through Thursday, 9 to 4, and Fridays from 9 to 3. One of the other big services that we offer is free police assistance. And you really only require police assistance on a shoot that is pretty ambitious, either a big set where there are potential fans that are going to be there and you really need to do crowd control, or in some cases, when we've actually had this happen before, where a movie is being shot that involves either actors in uniform or actors holding weapons. And if someone doesn't see the camera, if just someone's walking down the street and they think it's actually really happening and they don't see the camera, they call 911 and real cops show up to the set and say, what's going on here? And it's a film shoot, and the general public doesn't know that. So we help with that problem by providing police to essentially help with crowd control and just let the public know that it is a film shoot that's happening and not to be concerned. Some of you guys may have heard of our Made in New York Made in New York Production Assistant Training Program. We actually have 3 training programs now, which I'll go into a little bit. The first one was the Made in New York Production Assistant Training Program, which is a 4-week intensive training program that's free for people over the age of 21 who have a valid New York State driver's license. The production assistant role is really the entry-level job on a production. So and as you may know, the film industry is typically a very sort of closed-off industry. It's about who you know, and that's how you get your foot in the door. And we really try to sort of break that reputation down by offering opportunities like this to people who wouldn't necessarily know how to get their foot in the door, and who want to work in production and don't know how to do that. So the Made in New York Production Assistant Training Program trains people to become production assistants. And the program itself is run by our nonprofit partner, Brooklyn Workforce Innovations. As I said, it's 4 weeks. And once production assistants graduate from the program, they go on to receive 2 years of job placement. And I think we've graduated over 200 PAs from the program. It's been a really successful thing for us. And they've all gone on to, some of them have moved up and out of the production assistant position, and they're doing all kinds of things on movies and TV shows, and so I highly recommend you looking into it. And then out of that grew two other programs, the Made in New York Mentorship Program and then the Made in New York Production Crafts Training Program. The Made in New York Mentorship Program it's sort of a ladder system. It's really for someone who's already working in production and is hitting a glass ceiling and doesn't know how to get to the next level. So the mentorship program matches mentees in mentor relationships so that they can just get the advice that they need to figure out how to make the next step, how to jump to the next level. And then the third and final training program I mentioned, we just actually announced in February the Made in New York Production Crafts Training Program. And a large part of working in the production industry is working to gain union membership. If you want to work on a set, in camera, in editing, whatever it may be, there's usually a union attached to those jobs, and people are trying to gain union membership. And it's typically, it's a fairly difficult process. You have to work a certain number of days in order to gain union membership. So this third and final crafts training program is really to help people gain union membership. We call it a union track program. I'll let Hassan take over now. This is his area.
Hello, everybody. My name is Hassan Hayward, and I'm a field rep for the Mayor's Office of Film. And basically what I do is go out to film sets and make sure everything is going good. So basically, our agency, the Mayor's Office of Film, helps out with production primarily in the 5 boroughs. The State Film Office, if you want to go anywhere outside of state or upstate New York, they have the same type of people working and doing the same thing as we do to help promote everything outside the 5 boroughs for film. Now, since you guys are students, usually the school will provide insurance information to our office that will be on file, and usually the way the process works is that the school will say, okay, you want to shoot something, and I'm not sure where in the school it takes place, maybe the bursar's office or your department head will have like a letter typed up, and the letter will say you're in good standing. The letter will include the duration of filming that's going to take place, what date is going to start, what date is going to end, and it has to have the student's name appear on it as well. So when you come into our office and you're trying to fill out a permit, we need that letter of good standing. We also need you to, and this is important, bring your IDs with you because everything has to match up. So if you have maybe like a producer that's working and doing all the running around, but yet everything was filled out in your name, you would have to be the one to come down with your letter and with your ID in order to get the permit filled out. Keys to the City. Now, you have a copy of the Keys to the City in front of you. Basically, they're like guidelines for shooting in New York. They allow you to understand what our policy is on pre-production, production, and what you do afterwards. Now, the goal would be to have you come into an area and utilize the space as needed, and then return it back to the way it was before you got there, if not better. Now, I worked on a film called American Gangster, and I was in the locations department, and this is before the Keys to the City were made. And one of the things we did was we may have taken up, or actually no, there was one location where we literally destroyed the grass because it had to look like a barren area. So there was growing grass there. We destroyed the grass, we dug it up, we put garbage everywhere because it was for a movie. Now, when we left the place, the director, Ridley Scott, said, look, we want to make it even better than what it was. So we had the scenic people who do a lot of the paint around the area, and they had people do hydro seeding. So they were allowing the grass to grow back faster, and it was more green and plusher. So basically, that's the goal for what the Keys to the City are. We want you to be held accountable, and they need to be signed if you're outside a school environment by the production manager or the producer of a film. And you can't get your permit signed and handed back to you unless that is filled out. The permit application, our website is www.nyc.gov/film. That's where you could go to start the process of filling out the permits. It's always going to be helpful for you guys if you do it before you come to our office, because a lot of times during a certain peak season that filming takes place, the office gets really overwhelmed. There's only a limited number of computers that people have to maybe do corrections or to do the whole process from our office, but you should definitely start by going on the website and beginning the process. This is the required permit. And this is the motion picture television permit. Should be filled out online. So basically, when you click on it and you're starting the process, it's really self-explanatory. And usually if people are doing this for the first time, they're not sure of things that are in certain areas and whether it's required that you put it there, then it is a good idea to come in our office and fill it out, because we'll be able to walk you through it step by step. Now, this area is pretty important because a lot of people come in, and if they've already printed everything out from writing it up online, a lot of people forget to write your name. Write your name and your title and the date. And again, if you're a student, you would type on file where it says policy number, and we know to check the information of what school you're from in our cabinets, in our files.
I should just add to that for the, we have internships on both sides of the office. So we have production internships, as Hassan mentioned. We also have marketing internships. So if you're interested in working in the permit office and dealing with people on a consistent basis, walking them through the permit process, that would be great for you if you really think you want to work in production. But if you want to be more on the marketing side, working more on the initiatives that I was telling you guys about, where we're really trying to lure production to New York, and we're trying to think of ways of marketing the city, that would be a great thing for you. And anyone over the age of 18. So.
So, before you